What do you see from him on the defensive end?
Oh, man, he was awesome. Just sometimes as coaches, we are too smart for our own selves. And so a couple players came to me, I won't disclose, but they wanted not Chris, but Brooke deeper in the drop. And, I was smart enough to listen to him, and it paid off tonight. It was tough because, you have to give up something. Brunson in this mid-range, but there were a lot of tough twos, but it allowed us to stay home and protect the three-point line. And Brooke did the rest, man. He was phenomenal. 8 blocks, just his energy. And I thought Giannis did a terrific job on Randall. 5 for 20. I thought he took the individual challenge. So those two guys were just terrific. And I would say that Dame got a big stop down the stretch. So everyone contributed to this win, especially our bench. Marjon coming in, Jay, all those guys. Bobby didn't shoot it well, but he had great energy. So it was a total team win.
I'm curious, how difficult was that for you as a coach to kind of make that decision?
As far as
to go to the drought?
Easy. Listen, we have some phenomenal players who've won before. I've even stepped in this building, and as a player, it helps me to relate to the players too, because I know the players are in the trenches and they see things sometimes. We watch it sometimes on film, but they live it, and so that helps me. Like my playing experience helps me kind of relate to and understand where they're coming from. And the players are not always correct with their assessment, but I think it is wise to at least listen to them. And then if it makes sense, we incorporate it, but we're all pulling for the same thing, and that's to win.
Along those lines, Adrian, you meant, as you said, to incorporate it. So is it one of those things where, as you go sort of game to game now, or maybe depending on what the matchups are, even within game, to kind of change things up, or is this something you think, at least for the early going here, this kind of defense is what you?
Well, I think you need it all. You really do. But you also want to put the players in position to succeed, and you want them to feel good about our game plan, our coverages, and how we want to approach our defense philosophy overall. But there's going to be times where, like Brunson tonight at 45, there were times I was tempted to bring him up and maybe even start blitzing, try to get the ball out of his hands. But I thought that, the twos were, you got to give up something, and this is what the game that we picked to go in the drop is the game that, you got two players, Brunson and Quickly, who master in that kind of mid-range, non-paint two, outside the restricted area. But I thought it allowed us to stay home and protect the three-point line, and give them credit. They're a tough team. But I thought we did some really good stuff on both sides of the ball. One, with our physicality at times, and we gave up only 2 offensive rebounds in the second half, and I thought that was the game. We gave up, I believe, 14 in the first half. So that was a huge plus, huge positive. I love how our guys responded, and we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still understanding each other. And I thought we took a big jump as far as our chemistry. Dane, Giannis, Chris out there. Man, 4 minutes make a difference. We had Chris at 20, 21, and we needed all those minutes down the stretch, so it's good to have him on the floor.
And that was my follow-up. Was tonight sort of the plan for that, or was that also sort of evaluated in the last day, that today was the day for Chris?
The plan is to gradually increase his minutes, and it is game to game as far as the communication with me as far as how many minutes. And, this was the game that they told me that they would increase his minutes. And, again, we needed it, and I thought it was phenomenal. Just his veteran leadership and how he calms everyone down. Just having him on the floor those last 4 minutes. He had 4 minutes left, and it was 4:10 when he checked in. I said, man, prayer works.
Over here, Griff, Giannis and Dame have talked about still working through, still their chemistry together. But that last, the action that Dame hit that three that gave you all the lead there. Just what did you like about that play, and what kind of?
Well, I wish I could take credit for that play. It was designed to have a two-man game with Giannis and Dame in the corner, but they were top blocking Dame, and so he made an executive decision. And he kind of looped up the middle, and you can't really teach that. That's just you got two guys that have won at a high level. They're winners, and Giannis. Think about the patience that he had to have also, because that was not designed that way. It looks that way, but it wasn't, and that's a credit to those two guys. And that's where I see like glimpses of them getting to know each other, and it will take time, but I like where we're heading. And, each game we just want to get better and better. And they're going to get to know each other better. So this was a huge step in the right direction.
The Knicks defense, they were pretty physical, pretty aggressive tonight. And I know that's something that Coach Thibodeau is known for. How do you prepare your offense for that?
I think mentally, just knowing that it is going to be physical, and we're going to have to play through those hits, especially at the rim. I thought we missed a few bunnies that normally we would make for whatever reason. We just have to have that mindset that when I drive, I'm going to have to be strong with it, a little tougher with it. And there was some contact, but, you got to be able to play through some of those hits. But overall, I thought, it was a gutsy effort from all our guys. But whenever you play the Knicks teams, you're gonna, you got to expect a physical game and give them credit. There were several times that they easily could have laid down, and they kept fighting, and that's what I expect from a Tom Thibodeau coach team.
Jay Crowder had a big impact tonight. What did you see from him?
I thought he was phenomenal. On both ends of the court. I know in the first half he settled us down, hit some big threes. The timing of those threes were huge. And then the second half, having him to close in the game, guarding the best player, his size, the way he can move his feet. So, we were a really versatile team in the sense that, we can close with different lineups. And I like that lineup that we closed with tonight, just because of the size. And again, it was gutsy from everybody. Giannis down the stretch, Dame down the stretch, but Jay just being able to put him on guards and forwards is invaluable for us.
Hey, Coach. Just going back, you mentioned the positive team chemistry, and going back to the conversation you had with the guys, just what does it mean to you that they are comfortable enough to come to you when they saw that issue and just talk to you and work out those adjustments together?
It's about relationships. It really is. And, but it's not about just being their buddy. It's building genuine, authentic relationships built on trust, like any relationship. And trust takes time, but trust is also, give and take. Like I trusted the players. They wanted to switch up the coverages. They thought that was the best thing for our team. And they were right. And there's some things that I may say, these are non-negotiables and this is what we need to do. But because they know that it's coming from a good place, I think we really build a strong foundation. And I'm not going to always get it right. They are not going to always get it right. But as long as you keep the lines of communication open where they feel comfortable that they can, it's all about being approachable. I played this game. There were some coaches I felt that I can approach, and then there was some coaches I felt that I couldn't. But I think, again, you're dealing with some very intelligent players, and I would be foolish not to listen to them. I want everybody to have a voice, and it doesn't have to be the veteran guys. It could be also the younger guys. If there's something on your mind, I want you to feel comfortable coming and talking to me. And that doesn't mean you're always going to get what you want, but at least, we could talk it out. And like I always say, when we leave the room, we leave united.
Just what you saw, particularly in the second quarter from Marjan and just that whole bench group as they kind of helped you take the lead there.
Marjan was huge. This is another game. I know it's only been four games, but he's really establishing himself as a threat out there on both sides of the ball. Like, he's taking the challenge on the defensive end, guarding smaller guards, moving his feet, competing. It's all about competing, and then coming in, hitting those threes, and that's trust as well. And you can see how his teammates trust him, and to make the trust the pass. That's something that we've been talking about. And you got guys out there like Dame and Giannis and Chris who trust their teammates, and I thought that was huge. That we trusted the pass, and he had some open shots, but we needed those. There were critical points on the board that we needed, and again, it was a gutsy effort from everybody. These are the type of games that bring us together, unite us. The hard-fought ones, and you go walk out victorious, especially after our last performance. It just says a lot about our team. I know it's small sample, but just high-character team. Yeah, thank you.